Do you know what I like to do on Saturdays? I like to look at some baseball cards. I have a series of things I want to show today. A lot on my mind. I was thinking, we have the different eras of sports cards. The pre-war, move into vintage, then into modern, then into ultra-modern. I will refer to 2026 and beyond for the foreseeable future from now on as the Fanatics era. I think that is clearly a great term for it. I was never crazy about the ultra-modern era. There was a little lack of creativity there. Ultra-modern. Clearly there was a shift from the sets, up until around 2017-ish. So it made sense that there was a term for that era from then on. I don't know, maybe the grading era was a better era. The numbered card era. I don't know what to call it. Ultra-moderns, to me, lacks a little creativity. But from 2026 on, I think I'm going to call it the Fanatics era. And from 2020 to 25, I refer to that as the COVID era. That's what that is. All right. Roberto Clemente was a great all-around player. The one thing he was really known for was his throwing arm. Throughout history, he was always listed as having the best throwing arm. He would throw a low rope rifle of an arm and accurate. And yet, throughout the years, his baseball cards always show him batting or a portrait kind of a card. And there are only 3 items I know that show him throwing. One is this 1964 bazooka. For me, this carries a little more significance. They also used this same image on the 1964 Topps coin. Now, the only other card I could think of where he's throwing is his 1963 Topps, where it looks like he just threw a ball. Looks like it to me. And then, of course, he's batting down here again. And I just find it interesting that there aren't more images of him throwing. I mean, can you imagine a 1973 Topps card in action where he's firing from right field? Maybe that rope he threw to Manny Sanguillen in the 1971 World Series from the wall in right field the whole way to home plate. It would have been fabulous. Now, the New York Giants had a right fielder. He doesn't get a whole lot of notoriety, but collectors into vintage baseball history and players certainly know him. He was a good player, Ross Youngs, which they would usually misspell his name without the S at the end. This is an American Caramel, 1922. Fantastic card. This is a popular image of his. He died at the age of 30 from kidney disease, and they had to replace him in right field. Now, there was a baseball player that the Giants had, signed him as a teenager. John McGraw loved him. Never played a single day in the minor leagues. And at age 19, he replaced Ross Youngs. in right field and would stay there for the next 18 years. He was one of the greatest players in baseball history. In the 500 home run club, John McGraw would not put him in the minors because he had an unorthodox swing and he didn't want anyone messing with it. Because despite its unorthodoxy, John McGraw recognized that it was a great swing and he had a unique way to transfer power. He was a short, stocky guy. And in fact, when he first had a tryout for the major leagues, they wouldn't even let him bat based on his size. They told him he was too small. And so when Ross Youngs passed away, Mel Ott became the starting right fielder, for the New York Giants. John McGraw treated him as a personal project. He would sit next to him in the dugout. He made sure he didn't drink, didn't gamble, and didn't hang out with the veteran players. This is a 1941 Playball paper version. Much more difficult to find than the regular card version. I guess, presumably, during the war, cardboard was scarce, and they made these. And these were actually issued in two 12-card sheets that look like this. So the complete set was 24 cards. And these were hung in stores, and you would just pull them off and buy them in these sheets, similar to the way many of the Menko sets were sold in Japan. When I was growing up, I was always fascinated by a few tidbits of information. I would read a lot on baseball, and I would read a lot on baseball trivia. And this guy here, Ed Figueroa, was the only player to have every vowel in his last name. I recently bought a lot of 1980 Topps because I need a bunch of comments for my set, to complete my set. And so these are extras that were in there that I already had. And the other one was Bob Montgomery. And this guy was the last player to not wear a batting helmet. Just insane. Thought I'd show you this cool rookie card. Always loved this thing. And this is a playoff pennants of Marvin Harrison. And they have a rookie written right there. I always thought this was such a cool card. Now it is World Cup season, and we always hear about how great Pele was. We always hear about these old players who we may not have gotten to see play, and we don't always know why they got such notoriety. Here's a 1970 World Cup card of Pele. So in case you wonder why Pele became so popular, here's some film on him. this year we heard of Messi setting the World Cup goals record with 18. Just as a comparison, Pele had 12 World Cup goals in only 14 games. I thought this was interesting. Every once in a while, I put a set together. The set just strikes my fancy for some reason. I have different reasons for doing it, but this year, I just loved the Topps design. And I decided, and I haven't done this in forever, I was going to put the base set together. I got the Montgomery sets. I used to be a member of the Montgomery Club, and I have a number of those sets. They discontinued it, so don't get them anymore. So I decided to put the base set together for this, and I've been buying up packs. And interestingly, these were in 2 different boxes. I got 2 damaged cards, only 2. And they were in 2 different boxes. I don't know if you can see that corner. But they were both the same player. I mean, what are the odds of that happening? I think I need to put these in one of those screw-down 2-card holders just to always remember that I got 2 damaged cards of the same player out of all the boxes I opened. Just unbelievable. I don't think that's ever happened to me before. All right, that's what I have for you. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. I got to go.